All right, everybody, welcome back. This is your main man, Big Ivan, talking to town, Mr. DETVCH. Today, I'm here with Matt Meyer, running for county exec. What's going on, Matt?
How you doing, Ivan?
I'm
Good
well.
to see you today.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for inviting me.
So one of the questions is, who the heck is Matt Meyer?
So thanks, Ivan. First of all, thank you for DETV for doing this. It's an important public service to give voters out there an opportunity to learn more so they can make informed decisions when it comes to election time.
Damn, I should have gave you the intro. Appreciate it, man.
So I grew up in Wilmington, was raised here, went away to college to Brown University, University of Michigan Law School. I was a lawyer about 10 years ago when I decided to serve my country. I received an appointment to be a diplomat in Iraq.
Wow.
I was embedded with the U.S. Army for 1 year in Mosul.
Okay. How was that experience?
It was interesting. I mean, that's a whole interview unto itself. We were trying to, we were part of a program called MALS, or Money as a Weapon System. Mm-hmm. The idea is that we were using guns to go and create a safer Iraq, taking over land that Saddam Hussein had controlled.
Right.
But that wasn't really making it much safer. What we needed was to create economic programming, to create healthier environments for people in certain areas of Iraq that were very violent. So I was in charge of a small program that was doing just that.
Awesome. Damn. So who else is Matt Meyer? What else?
So
what else?
Then I came home. I worked briefly for Governor Markell on innovation and entrepreneurship, trying to start up places like the Mill throughout our state. Mm-hmm. And then I decided, I'm trained as an attorney. I decided what I really wanted to do was teach. And so with what was going on in Wilmington and across our state, I applied for a job at Prestige Academy, where I taught 6th and 7th grade math. Prestige, as many of your listeners know, is an all-boys public school that's providing an intensive education for scholars in 5th through 8th grade.
But most of all, it's all school for boys of color.
It's for boys of color. That's right. Teaching them all sorts of stuff about how to stand up straight and be a leader as an African American young man.
Well, how was that for you? How did they receive you there at Prestige? You got the white guy come in. It doesn't look like them, but damn sure smart. He knows the stuff. How did they receive you there?
So my experience, as you know, Ivan, I also spent time in Kenya after college, in Iraq, and in different parts of the state. People are people. If you treat someone as a human being, if I look a kid in the eye and say, you got to learn math and you got to do your homework, that's a human thing. That's not a black thing or a white thing.
That's great. I love that, man. I love that. So Kenya, you're in Kenya. Mm-hmm. Any languages you speak?
Yeah, I speak Swahili.
No, you don't.
In college, I had a unique opportunity to go and study abroad in Kenya. Uh-huh. While I was there, I developed a concept to start a footwear company, a very poor neighborhood there. So we started a company. It's called Eco Sandals. You can still find it online. Okay. It's run by the people who work there. They make all the money. Haven't made a dollar from it. And they sell footwear around the world, 19 countries on 4 continents.
So let me get this right. You go to Kenya. You start a sandal company, right? You don't take any revenue from that, and right now you bring jobs. You're creating jobs.
Right. The point of the company is to create jobs in places where they need them most.
So what do you think you could do here in Wilmington?
So here in Wilmington, there's a whole bunch of things we can do. First of all, we need to, in Wilmington in particular, and also throughout the county, we need to go to the neighborhoods where they need jobs and create jobs right in that neighborhood. Okay? Things like cafes. We need to partner with the city and the state, and also private sector business people who are interested in job creation to create innovative opportunities for young people throughout the neighborhoods of the city and the county.
Do you have what it takes to be the next county exec?
I definitely have what it takes to be county exec. In fact, I think our team is just what is needed in our county right now. For example, I saw at Prestige the tremendous toll that violence is taking on so many families across our county, across the city.
Yeah, because that's something totally different that people don't see, right?
That's right. There's this culture, this trauma that's recycling from one generation to the next. Unless you go in there with real strategies to address that trauma and address that cycle of violence, it's going to continue. And let me say this, the police officers, both in the city and the county, many of them do a fine job, but it goes beyond that. It goes into educators. My personal belief, if you talk to people, if you want to address violence, you need to be talking to individuals like Lee Strawbridge, Eric Mosley, Dana Davidson, people you never heard of, but they are educators at places like Prestige Academy who know when you have a classroom of 20, 30 kids, right? And there's that 1, 2, 3 kids who just nobody can control. Those are the people that know how to get in front of those kids and set them right again.
Awesome.
And if we can do that in 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 5th grade, 7th grade, then I think we'll address some of the problems we're seeing on the streets now where 14, 15-year-old kids are picking up guns and shooting.
Wow, that's deep. And then shout out to those guys there. Let's backtrack real quick. So we know what's in your jacket. We know who you are. For my viewers that don't know the roles of government, what exactly is the county executive?
So the county executive, it was a position actually created in the 60s, the county government. It's effectively the mayor of the county. So the city of Wilmington, Newark, Delaware City, Newport, all these towns and cities across Newcastle County, Middletown, have mayors and have local governments. There's also a government for the whole county. What that government does, about 67% of the budget is public safety, police, paramedic, fire, EMT services, 911. There's a lot of land use policy, so if someone wants to come build a shopping center, parks, libraries, actually the crossing guard across the county.
Oh, wow.
And so the county executive manages that government.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe there's a problem with the way that administration is running now in that department?
I think there's a huge problem. We have a leadership, a county government that's not being managed well. With all the problems we have here in our county, problems of job loss, of large companies leaving, problems of violence, violent crime is spiking both in the city and now it's extending beyond the city's borders into Newcastle, Bayonne, and across the county. With all those problems, the current county executive has spent over $20 million of reserves, tax savings that's gone, over $20 million that's without addressing any of those problems. That's number one. Number two, it doesn't take long. Talk to any county employee, they'll tell you that many offices within county government are a mess. It has consequences for us. The county government also collects school taxes. Did you know there's over $10 million of uncollected school taxes, largely from corporations across the county?
I don't think no one knows that.
So that's $10 million. When people talk about schools and all the problems with the schools, there's $10 million there that if we elect the right person to run our county government, he'll get our collections department right, and he'll get out there and collect some of these school taxes. Now, keep in mind, if I can just add one more thing quickly, credit cards and collections happens to be one of our leading industries here, right? If you look at what MBNA does, ING Direct, we have some of the leading professionals in credit and collections in the world right here in Newcastle County. Yet how is our collections department so poor? How come they're not doing a better job collecting those taxes?
You bring up a lot of good points. So why the heck are you running, man?
So I'm running because you go into a classroom, prestige, you see the things that I saw both in Kenya and Iraq, and you come back home, and I really believe deep down inside that these kids shouldn't have to live like this. You should be able to live in a neighborhood in 2016 where you can go outside and feel safe.
Tell me real quick. I'm sorry for interrupting you. What did you see? Because our viewers, paint that picture what you saw in Iraq. Paint that picture what you saw at Prestige. That's right down the street from us. That's right around the corner from us. That's in our own neighborhoods. Because, like you said, those people are being overlooked, and those are the people. Those are the voters that we have to get them registered. They have to come out, and they're the ones that have to want change.
Right. So I had a student, straight A student. He had among the highest test scores in math in all Prestige Academy, probably among the highest in the state. He had an anger problem. He had an anger issue for stuff going on at home. He would generally do his homework, came in one day, didn't have his homework. Okay, I'm concerned. Came in the next day, didn't have his homework. Right? Came in the third day, didn't have his homework again. Then I was concerned. Called mom, turned out a few days earlier, there was a dead body in his front yard. His mind, and when I sat down and talked to him about it, 7th grade kid, he was a tough kid, his mind was going crazy. The wires were all crossed, right? Things like, and stories like that over and over again. You go to kids, if a kid didn't finish his homework 3 days in a row, generally I go to their house, right? Me and another teacher, we just drive to their house and go to the house and say, what's up? This is an emergency situation. Emergencies are usually when a kid picks up the gun and shoots or whatever. We're trying to say, okay, when you don't do your homework 3 days in a row, that's a sign, that's an alarm. So
right.
We go, we see what's going on. And the stories we heard from families, incredible. The trauma, usually of violence, sometimes of drugs, often of abuse. Things that you go and talk to our leaders about it, no one's treating it like it's an emergency.
Because it's not in their neighborhood.
It's not in their neighborhood.
Wow. Woo, that's a handful. So you're running because you think you can make change.
I think I can make change. It's hard. I don't want to. I think a lot of it angers me when these politicians stand up, because I've never run before. Politicians stand up and say, "Oh, we can solve crime. We can do. Oh, we got to do this." My opponent, the county executive, said in a debate the other day that he's going to reduce crime by 80 to 90%.
Is it possible?
Well, I hope it's possible. I hope he's right. There's not a single place in America or in the world that's reduced crime 80 to 90% within 3 years, as he claims he's going to do. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you, I know from teaching kids that are a little hard-headed, it's not easy, right? But with the right strategies, with comprehensive strategies, working together to address roots of problems, you can make headway.
I have to ask you this. Say you win. Say you're
I will win. Yeah, when I win. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, we got numbers. It's looking good, but we got to work hard. When I win.
Okay. When you win, first 100 days in office. What's your plan?
Well, first of all, I've spent over the last 5 months knocking on doors nearly every day across this county and talking to voters. It's a democracy, so the first thing I'm going to do is what their priority is. The largest priority, pretty clearly, is ethics and transparency. There's a total lack of belief that our county executive and the county government is acting in the interests of taxpayers. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to implement our ethics policy. Our ethics policy was introduced about 2 months ago, and pretty much all it says is we want the same level of disclosure, the same level of transparency in our local government that the state and federal government has.
Right.
So, for example, right now, if someone is proposing a new shopping center in the county, to build a new shopping center, a rich developer, they can take out the county executive, they can do whatever they want, and none of that needs to be disclosed to you. They can fly them to California, things like what I will do is I will disclose all that, so it's all transparent, so you know.
So has that happened already?
I don't know, who knows? He says it hasn't, but there are all sorts of stories floating around, so I don't know.
Okay.
We don't know.
All right.
We need to know.
Right, we need to know. We need to fix that. Okay. Is this seat a 4-year seat for you? 8-year seat? Is it something that you're going to look to, if you're in for 4, you're off to something else?
It's 4 years, Ivan, to be honest. I didn't teach this past year, and I'm not teaching this year. I miss teaching a lot. I don't know how to say this when all the voters I'm trying to court are over 18, but the kids' world is kind of better than the adults' world in some ways.
Right.
When you're teaching, you get into the kids' world. So right now, I'm running for 4 years. I want to be the best county executive I can be. I want to serve every corner of this county in the best way I can. A lot of that's partnering with the mayor, whoever it is, the governor, whoever it is, to address issues of violence and job creation in Wilmington and across the county in a serious way, in a way where actually our results are not our words, but it's our accomplishments, it's the jobs created, it's the violent crime reduced. So that's what I'm focused on for the next 4 years, and then we'll see.
All right, that's what I want to hear. I've been meeting so many politicians that's in, and then next thing you know, they're out on to the next seat, on to the next career, doing something else. But I got to ask you this, man. Social media is buzzing. Everybody's talking about Matt Meyer. Everybody's talking about what they're hearing on the street.
That's funny, because what I see on social media, everyone's talking about DETV. Everyone's talking about Ivan. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what social media you're reading.
Well, I appreciate that. Shoot, thanks for everybody out there. DETVCH.com. Shameless plug.
MattMeyer2016.com.
One of the questions that's out there, and I want to bring it to head right now. Are you gay?
It's a serious question. Well, let me first of all say I'm not gay, and anybody who knows me and knows me for years knows I'm not gay. That's not relevant, though. What's relevant is that in 2016 we shouldn't be talking about it. What's going on, I believe, is we have very serious problems. We have problems of violence. We have problems of job creation. We have problems of money missing from our county government. And we need to have a leader who's standing up talking about real problems and how to solve those problems. That's what we should be talking about. When I start talking about those things, I find people online trying to talk about anything else, because I think maybe my opponent skipped the last debate, like Dennis Williams did. I think he's trying to find ways to talk about anything but the issues at hand. So it's just a distraction. Don't bother with that. It's offensive that in 2016 we're talking. This needs to be an inclusive democracy. I don't care if you're gay, straight, bisexual, transsexual, whatever. We need to be participating in this democracy. People who are bisexual, transsexual, gay, they need to be running for office. I don't care. And they should know that they will not be attacked for their sexuality if they run.
Damn good answer. Look, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time, man.
Thank you for everything you do.
Tell everybody, man, where they can, learn more about Matt Meyer and his campaign, or just Matt Meyer.
MattMeyer2016.com, MattMeyer 2016.com, or of course at Meyer, Meyer 4NCC, at Meyer 4NCC, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. What did I miss? That's all we got.
Boy, you threw that 4 up like you was a b-boy. Did you pop lock or break dance back in the day?
I've been practicing all week, guys.